just cut in.
Oh, well, I was saying I was a little bit late to open the space, just a couple of minutes, because I was still in the Estate X space.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So let's go play some music and wait for some more people to enter the room. Leave a comment below. Hello, Sui Intern. Nice to see you back. Let's see if people are interested today in this red market to join
Yeah.
this space. So you cook up that live stream, get some coffee, and let's get ready.
I got a question real quick.
Yeah.
I I was gonna say I checked Coinbase. It said the total market cap is at $1 trillion. That's a mistake, right? There's
That's a mistake.
okay.
Yes.
Did you see that too? Do you have Coinbase?
No, I don't use
I
Coinbase
should take
anymore.
some screenshots just because it's comical. When I
Coinbase
saw
is
that, I was
lying.
like, dude, is the world ending? If you see the market caps at 1 trillion, I'm like, oh my god, did I just wake up to like the apocalypse? You know,
Uh,
that's a weird.
well,
There's a weird thought.
hold on. Let us see what the actual market cap of crypto is right now.
Yeah,
It's
Ethereum
crypto,
or
right?
not
Yeah.
Ethereum. Coinbase is like
So
fetching
is the
that
market
data.
cap of Bitcoin or the whole crypto market?
The total crypto market cap.
Total crypto market cap.
It was 4 trillion the other day.
Yeah.
It finally hit 4 trillion the other day, and so today when I glanced at it, it said 1.2 trillion,
No.
down 80%. But it also said AI generated. So whatever API it's using
Oh.
to fetch the data is probably having an
All
issue where
right. So
it's yeah.
so today it's 3.72 trillion. Yes.
Well, we're still back then, $300
Yes.
billion dollars. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. A decrease of 1.8% over the last 24 hours, actually.
yeah.
But yeah, let's talk about that later. Let's play
Yes,
some
let's
music,
get some
guys.
music.
If you enter the room, please repost it and leave a comment. Right, it's good for your account for some growing. We're gonna touch on that in a little bit as well. So let's just say good morning on X. Have a chill. Grab a cup of coffee or a little drink, and sit and relax. That's what I'm gonna do. Let's go. All right. Boom. Boom. Oh, yeah. Wake up in the morning, sun not shine. Where we calling, crib grind on my mind. X platforms buzzing, good vibes we send. Rise up, stack sets, let's do this again. Morning on X, we tweeting the truth, grinding in where the blockchain, the proof from the wallet to the moon. We holding it strong, rest of the road to riches in the crypto song. Check the charts, yeah, the market's alive. BTC pumping, our coins are thriving. FTs flipping, got the rare in my pack. Smart contracts clicking, no turning back. The fire yields, we're stacking the gains. Hotel to the dip, no stress in my veins. Post on X, GM fam, let's rise. Let's warriors, we reaching the skies. Good morning on X, we're tweeting the truth. Grinding in where the blockchain, the proof from the wallet to the moon. We holding it strong, rest of the road to riches in the crypto song. Gas fees, oh yeah, we're moving with ease. Layer 2 solutions, breezing the seas. Minting new tokens, community tight. We're dreaming, we're working all night. Say GM to the fan, positivity spread. Crypto's the future, fiat's long dead. From Solana to ETH, we're building the way. Rustler in the code, Jack guide us today. Yeah. I revive when the blockchain secure. Decentralized world of vision so pure. No bank, no boss, just peer to peer. With the dream, I'm working all night. X keep us linked, the signal so clear. Tweeting GM loud, let the whole world hear. Yo, yeah, yeah. Good morning, all X, we tweeting the truth. Grinding in where the blockchain, the proof from the wallet to the moon. We holding it strong, what's the road to riches in the crypto song. So wake up, money, grind, don't stop. Whoever's the way, we're reaching the top. Good morning, on X, let's keep it real. Crypto's the fire, just love we feel. Yeah, yeah. One love, one chain, one dream. ticker? Where's it at? What is the ticker? Where's it at? I got crypto in the bag, send the CA in the chat. Gonna ape another fat. Got a runner on the map, so line of sniping like a cat. And the Zoe is moving quickly. I'm squeezing where they at. I'm trying to bring the Mimquins back. 1,000X is gonna land. I got he chilling in the back, and the gas fees are gonna slap. Where's the ticker? Where's it at?
That's right. Good morning. Good morning on Taco Tuesday it is. And it's a Red Tuesday as well, which kind of we predicted before. But let's say good morning. Good morning, Tick. How are you doing?
Doing well. Good morning.
Good
I've
morning.
got the live stream up, and it should be. Let me double check the. Yeah, we got the video stream up on the live, and yeah, we are all dialed in,
Great,
locked in, and
great.
loaded.
Yes, locked in and loaded.
Yep.
Welcome everybody on the YouTube live stream and on the live stream on X at the same time. Welcome people there that are watching. Right, so everybody here in this space, you're welcome to join us on stage if you want to. But realize we're also streaming and we're having a lot more viewers there than we actually sometimes have in this room, right? So, which is crazy actually. People enjoy a visual of what we're talking about, and you can find it. It's in the room with us. It's pinned up here in the jumbotron always. When you're in the space, that's where the live stream link is. And so you actually get to see what we are looking at, right? So when I talk, Tick is pulling up the information, or Tick is going, looking for stuff himself, which is, I think, a lot more bullish in a different way than we usually expect from spaces. Right, because we really want to look into some stuff, right? We want to look into the charts, what's it doing, what dips are great for buying on a day like this, right? And what if there are tops, which ones are you gonna ape? Yeah, let's go. There's some news today. Of course, the volume of pump fund has dropped significantly,
Mm.
showing maybe indication that there's a little less appetite for meme coins at the moment, which is totally understandable because meme coins often rely a lot on retail, of course, and retail is historically low, right? Especially for the price where Bitcoin is at. So that retail is also where the big money moves in the meme coin space. So no surprises there. I think also maybe got people maybe a little bit meme coin tired and they need a break, right? That's not to say that meme coins won't ever send again. They will, but just not now, right? Especially not like this market. Of course, you're gonna get your runner of the day. This morning in the crypto moonlight already said there was a lot of indication that we're gonna retest a little bit lower here, and the 113 is definitely one that we needed to hold, and we did. There was a wick below, but as long as we don't get in that 12 too hard with a full body of a candle, we should still be okay. This is still a bullish continuation, even if we would have hit 112. Still a bullish continuation. It's just that holding this floor it gives us a little bit better of a chance to pump a little sooner, right? So that's the reason why. But this was kind of expected today. And if you put in some shorts because of that, then yeah, hey ho, you were winning. There you go, right? Some great dips to buy though today for your favorite picks in your portfolio. I mean, look, these are opportunities that are coming at the forefront of what is going to happen in the next few months to come, right? And when we say lock in, I really mean lock in, double down on what you have, right? That is going to print you an awful lot. And I promise you this, right? Relax on days like this, be bullish, have some liquidity on the side always so you can make use of these opportunities.
Yeah.
I picked up some more of that ESX. I
Nice.
got a little bullish in the space and I saw it was tiny, tiny dip there. Not too much of a dip, but a tiny dip. And I was like, all right, let me just
Yeah.
add some more.
I,
Yes.
I dropped the ticker in my good morning post because looking at the chart, it's like
Uh,
I'm thinking to myself like it's about time. It's been cooking for a minute, and
Oh yeah,
I think that it
definitely.
would be likely for it to start going up a little bit. At a penny and a half, it's just an absolute steal.
No,
And so it's
still,
like
yeah.
I'm thinking to myself, like, the psychology of it. It's like, how much longer is this gonna like cruise but below the radar before, once
Yeah.
this it gets, like discovered or like realized.
Yes.
I feel like it's just gonna, it's gonna 10x. I Going to 10 cents for this, like, come on. That's a very
Yeah. Just
conservative.
remember who
That's a
gave
very
you that alpha
yeah,
when it was sitting on 0.006,
absolutely.
right? When
Absolutely.
nobody wants to buy. This is really like a steal. It's a steal. Opportunity. So much
Yeah.
opportunity.
And the
That
RWA,
this.
the narrative.
Yes, RWA. Yeah, yeah.
The narrative is
Also,
just
the
rolling up.
the, the fact that you can use your real estate investment, you can actually do that with fiat money, right?
Mm.
And then it utilizes the blockchain. So when you get your RWA, right, when you get these percentages on your investment, you can then spend these percentages in the real world buying
Yeah.
groceries.
So that
So
I'm
yeah,
confused about. So you basically yield profit from your holding,
yeah.
and so I don't know why I'm
So
having
when you
understand how.
stake,
Yeah, how do you
when
spend that
when
money?
you stake, so either when you stake or when you invest directly with their app. Now the app is
Mm.
going live soon as well. As soon as that blockchain goes live,
Mm.
people, just regular Janes and Joe, can invest in real estate from $100 and up. So as low as $100 and earn yield, right? I don't know if you looked at the website, but they recently acquired real estate in Dubai.
Yeah, the UAE building,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
sky
fucking
bridges. Yeah, they're
yes,
absolutely magnificent buildings. They're
insane,
incredibly
insane.
beautiful. Yeah, like the
Yeah.
most beautiful buildings you could possibly imagine. They look, yeah. And if this is like a taste of what, it's not like they're
Oh
just
yeah.
picking up any properties and be like, oh hey, look, it's on the
No.
blockchain.
Mm.
Like that would be kind of stupid and a waste of
And I
everyone's
just had
time.
to
But
mention it because I kind of was in their space just before I
uh huh,
opened this space for us, right? So I was, it's kind of like at the forefront of my mind. And too bullish, you guys. The people on the team there are, they have extended their team to some other people, and I really encourage you to either go to the Discord or the TG and get updated on regular news there, right, around it, and or follow them even on X. This is one that is going to be big, and this I saw it as the biggest opportunity that I got in 25 here. Yes,
um,
as far as it comes to tokens, right? In 24 we had other tokens that were starting. I was kind of disappointed there with with what was done, but in 23 we had opportunities like CE, we had SUI sitting and just launching, uh, getting up, on the floor. And this here is a floor, and it's up 150 mil for a blockchain. Just from a trader perspective, blockchains usually when they are established just a little bit, they get to go to 1 billion, around 1 billion market cap, right? And they hold floors there. So this is the easiest 10x, right? So I mean, this is not 10x. This is, I think, can do a lot more. I
Right. Yeah.
think they
I
can
mean,
reach that.
I said
Yeah.
that very conservatively. I mean, like,
Yeah. Me
I'm
too.
saying that
Yeah.
because it's like, look at AIXBT is sitting at what, 13 cents today or something. So it's
Yeah.
just physically impossible for this to stay
Mm.
cheaper than AIXBT,
No,
for
it
instance.
can't.
That's
It
one.
can't. It
That's just
can't.
one example.
No.
AIXBT is at 11 cents today, 11 and a half cents. And AIXBT, if you're not familiar with what it is, it's a virtual AI agent that you tag on Twitter, and it can respond to your market questions, and it also does like technical analysis as well as like providing alpha to subscribers. And that's sitting at 11 cents today. Meanwhile, Estate X, that is tokenizing real world assets and properties and
Yes.
making it so that, it's something that's actually has like a awesome utility and pioneering, paving their own lane in something that doesn't like, really exist yet. It's still kind of
But
coming into
also
fruition.
this fractional investment. So it's
Yeah.
Jane and Joe, right? Real world Jane and Joe know real estate and more likely to invest in real estate than into crypto.
Hmm.
So with their app, the investment app that they got, that Jane and Joe can spend as little as $100, get 10% yield on real estate properties and 7% on rental properties,
I do have a
right?
question.
And this
Um,
is like then further tokenized in their blockchain, so it
uh-huh.
uses their own blockchain, right? Which is the native token for that is ESX,
which
what we're
isn't
buying.
which
Right?
isn't live yet, right? It's still the
No,
ESX blockchain,
yeah.
and then my other question was, so that isn't active then yet. The all the staking
No,
and the yields and all of that. Right now, you can.
the staking is active.
Oh, it is.
The app is not active. Yes, you can
Okay.
stake your tokens.
Oh
Absolutely,
wow.
you can.
Okay, so
Yes, go on a website
yeah, go to
and you
ecosystem.
you can do that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Look at that eco. So pull it up for the people
yeah,
that are watching on
I'm on the
YouTube.
website and I'm looking for where. Let me see. I'm looking for where you can stake.
Yeah, hold on. I'll help you out. I'll go into the teaching because there's a direct link there as well.
Did you see that new video that they have up with Tiffany
Yeah.
Haddish and Paris Hilton
Yes.
and Snoop Dogg?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, Tiffany Haddish
Yeah.
is a big um, voice behind
Oh yeah.
this, and which is interesting. She's actually hilarious. I don't know if you've ever seen her stand up, but she's very sharp. She's incredible because she like grew up like on the streets and stuff. So her street smarts is like crazy. She tells her whole story in her stand up live, but for me it was
Yeah.
pretty eye opening to you learn
Well,
stuff about people that you had no idea. You know what I mean?
so I sent you the link for the
Mm-hmm.
staking. It's rewards.estatex.eu/staking.
Yes. All right. Here we go.
Yeah.
Cool. And then I'm wondering how easy it's going to be with me with using Backpack because my ESX is on Backpack because
Yeah.
I couldn't get it to work with the other wallets. Let me see. So this staking page, ooh, that's weird. It's glitching. I'm gonna try to I'm gonna
Oh,
re
not for me.
reload it. Yeah, it like froze on me. I'm gonna try
Oh,
one more time. Here we go.
you can connect your wallet, your total ESX balance, staked amount, pool available. There's 6 pools available. They have the generating. They're gonna have to um, get NFTs that automatically generate monthly ESX, right? Plus an abundance of perks, rewards, and utility. So they're gonna have these.
Hmm.
AI ESX airdrop, exclusive access to AI ESX, and the higher API is taking tiers. Let's go. Let's. I'm gonna say hi to Mr. G. Good morning, Mr. G. How are you doing?
Hey, good morning. I'm doing great. Just wanted to come in and get some alpha on the cryptos. It's
Yes.
kind of what you're doing is the same thing I was doing in my retirement account. I actually just sold off about 30% of assets and moved into some real estate investment trusts, some small caps, and a few other positions as I see a little dynamics changing in the economy. So great
Yeah.
stuff. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Everybody follow Mr. G. He's boots on the ground
Yes.
for financial education. You need to get with it, right? So follow Mr. G for financial hygiene and
Mm-hmm.
education. And you need it in your life. I still need it in my life. We can always
Yeah.
optimize our financial hygiene, right?
Yeah.
I call it financial hygiene uh, because I think that's people can relate to that, right? You have
Cleanliness
your
is next to
physical hygiene.
godliness.
Yes, and
Yeah.
financial hygiene should just be as natural as your physical hygiene. Yes, so it should be second nature to you. That's
Mm.
why I call it financial hygiene. If it's a mess, you're a mess, right? You got to clean it up. You got to get some
Yeah,
shampoo.
I love that.
Yeah.
I call it a wellness check, but hygiene works for me too. I love it.
Yes, yes. Yes, everybody talks about being a cleanliness and having physical hygiene is important. It's just something you brush your teeth every day, and you're not wondering if you should brush your teeth. You just go ahead and brush your teeth, right? It's intuitive this way, and
Yeah.
financial hygiene should also be intuitive. If it's not intuitive to you, to occasionally look at that and clean up, right? And optimize it a little bit where you can, then you should. Then it tells you that either you have some beliefs around money, right, that are not kosher, or you grew up poor, and that's not helpful either, because you might then neglect that whole area of that financial hygiene, and you're just going with the flow, meaning what you do in your behavior automatically, right? You're going to do that with your money as well. And that's never a good thing, right? Because it's just going to put you on autopilot. And if you have nothing in your life, it means your autopilot is not good, right? And that's where getting that financial hygiene inserted in there is going to be very helpful for you. And you're going to feel a different person in different areas of your life as well as you do that, right? It's so personal and close to us. That's why I left the word hygiene. So did you get there, Tick?
Oh,
These
it
stickies?
never, it didn't load. When I load that page, it
Mm-hmm.
like the page loads, but none of the data fills
Oh,
out for anything, and like the
oh,
website becomes it's not clickable. So I've pulled it
oh.
up like
Well,
four times. I just
I
gave
used
up.
my Phantom. I just signed in. I see my staked
Oh,
amount, my balance.
I'm trying to do it in my browser. Maybe that's why. Like I'm trying to do it in my web browser. So maybe if I go into Backpack and I go to Explore and then I type that URL into my phone and do it that way, I'm pretty sure that's gonna work.
Maybe, but I have it in my browser too,
Mm.
and I have a Chrome browser
Oh, I was
I'm
using
using.
Edge. I was thinking that maybe that might have something to do with it, but it kept
Yeah.
freezing on me and then saying the web page is not responding. So
Oh.
I think it's a me issue, but I'm gonna try.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think so, because I have it in my Phantom,
yeah, I got it
right?
on
Well,
Backpack. So
I
on,
have it all
mhm.
over the place, but hold on.
Yeah,
So it connects to whatever you got in your browser extension,
mm.
right? It
Hmm.
tells me, all right, you wanna attach here, and I'm like, yes. Use the Solana, yes. Now I see my total balance and my staked amount.
Mm.
So I have no.
Ooh, it's now that I'm trying to connect my backpack. It's not. That's weird. I'm not seeing the option to connect backpack. So I'm gonna try. Let me see if it will allow me. Oh man, what a nightmare. That's like I don't understand. Like, so it says I can use. It's not in my Coinbase wallet though. It's in my backpack wallet, which I guess I could link.
So it gives me, I have the MetaMask extension and the
Yeah.
Phantom extension, and it gives me both options to log in with both.
Yeah. Well, then I can. I'll load it up with. Oh my gosh, this is so confusing. I was gonna say I think I can load it up on my backpack, or I'm sorry, my Phantom then, because my backpack and my
Yeah.
Phantom are the same address.
Yeah.
So I can, because that's where my ESX is. It's in my backpack. I had to buy it
Backpack.
with that. That's on, but it is my original Phantom wallet. Okay, so I know this sounds like it's like, how do you even know what you're
Yeah.
doing?
What are you
Anyway,
doing?
yeah,
Yeah.
but hey, Mr. G, I wanted to ask, did you have a chance to look at Google Opal, that application I've been talking about for the past few days by chance? Just curious if you've been able to build anything with it, had any luck or any questions with that one by
I
chance?
apologize. It is hot on my list, but
Oh
I have
no,
not had the chance to do
cool.
that.
Yeah, no,
I
don't
actually was talking with
don't be sorry.
Red Lark and Gene, who were doing that conference over in Africa
Uh
coming
huh.
in December, big crypto conference, and then I got a client who needed several years of back taxes done. That he's actually staying in that. Where is he at right now? He's in Costa Rica at the moment, but his main residence is here in South Carolina. But yes, I want to be looking at that.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes when I don't get a chance to, I'll get my son to look at it because he's my programmer. So definitely, it's on my
Mm.
list.
Yeah, it's mind blowing. I'll give you a quick example. I was watching a video yesterday of applications that people have been building with it. This one, real quick, I want to tell you about. It's a dance competition that the AI creates, and then the user votes on it. So the AI generates two videos of stick figures competing against one another as a dance off, and then the user can vote if it's A or B that does a better dance. And so video A, it's like these two stick figures, a guy and a girl, and they do this like crazy like Pulp Fiction type of dance. It's all stylized and cool looking. And then in window B, it lets him go, and it's just one stick figure by himself, and he does some cool little dance, and then the user can vote which one was better. But this is all AI generated, and it's all like unique and original. It updates itself, like it creates itself when you start the session. So that was just one example of a use case, just to show like kind of the capabilities. And yeah, man, the Google Opal thing, some of the stuff that I've been creating with it. I think you saw the one-click blog post generator that I created, right? You just plug in a ticker and it creates a whole blog post with like pictures and everything. There's just so much you can do with Opal. So I was just curious if you had opened it up yet, just because I get super excited about it because it's so powerful. But
Just you're so up on all those. Doesn't Google have a new one? Not Gemini, but it's another one for creating videos. Have you seen that one? Because some of these are just blowing me away, and they're like, "Look out, Hollywood!
So,
'Cause here comes all this stuff."
That's the sick thing about Opal is it has VO3 capability as well as Imagen 4 and Gemini Flash. So I've built models that you can plug in a ticker, it does research on that ticker, then generates images from that research, then it takes those images and that information and creates a video from it, like a little 8-second video with VO3. But yeah, it also is capable of video generation, and as well as that, there's also Flow and Whisk, which also are capable of doing video generation. So yeah, if you want to make like animated content for your page or Twitter post or whatever, animations are always like a slick way to add some flair to a website or a post, I feel like. So I'm just throwing it out there just because I like creating content and all that stuff. But sorry, I don't mean to derail the entire conversation. I apologize. But yes,
No, I thought it's relevant because this is the AI that's powering everything, and I was just listening, to my other investment talk, and AI is still being funded, but what people are starting to realize is that you don't have AI without electricity. So they were talking about Dominion Energy, because I didn't realize that Dominion Energy in somewhere in the south here is one of the major hubs where all of your internet traffic goes. You would think it's somewhere in another country. No, it's here in this country. And so, yeah, interesting to know.
Oh, okay. So Dominion.
Yeah,
So
it actually is. Yes, very much.
yeah,
People forget
I'm
that.
curious
Yes.
about that. What is Dominion Energy? Forgive me. So I
Yeah,
kind of
stock ticker is just D.
Oh, and so you're saying there's some bullishness there because this is it's needed,
Yeah, I
maybe the
mean, with
stocks.
rates being able to be charging a little bit more, and just people, not people, but these conglomerates spending hand over fist, energy is going to be very strong. So that's a good sector to be in. Interest rates coming down, small caps are a good place to be in, and banks and finance also a good place to be because of, I really do think that the rates will get cut this year, if not two, maybe now even three times.
Wow. Yeah, I'm looking at the stock ticker D right now, and yeah, that's it. It looks like a runner. That's crazy. So what is Dominion's a company that they control all the energy? I'm kind of confused about what they do.
They're a utility company. They generate power.
And then how is that different from like Edison? It's like in California we have Southern California Edison. So is that it's an alternative company? Dominion's for people that
Yeah,
don't have
yeah,
Edison, they have Dominion.
very similar, exactly. So different. Like in
Oh,
Florida here, I have Florida Power and Light that's part of NextEra Energy. So
uh-huh.
if I was to invest, NextEra Energy isn't a bad one because they have so many solar wind farms. But I wouldn't invest in, let's say, PG&E, which is the gas company that's paying for all the fires out in California and stuff right now. So
Wow.
again, different stocks have different investment opportunities.
Wow, interesting. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, I don't know very much of anything about that. So, it's cool to hear about. Yeah, very cool.
And same with the cryptos. That's why I'm here listening to you and to Wild, and
Yeah,
understanding. I've got Sui now. I've got some other tokens because of you guys. I'm just
that's so
dollar cost
cool.
averaging in.
Oh, I love that. That is so cool. Yeah, I definitely got sold on Sui as well. Listening to Wilder's spiel, I was like, okay, this is where we're going. Yeah, I was just like, say less, because it had been on my radar, like, last year as well. I had seen it and I was like, ooh, this is cheap and seems like it moves quickly, and I didn't really know much about it. But then when I wasn't seeing the ecosystem booming with meme coins and I saw everything on Solana, I was like, oh, okay, I guess Solana is where everything's at. And then when I talked to Wilder about it, and she pointed out to me that, yeah, like Solana was it, but there's
Oh,
Sui is
it's
starting to
still it.
grow. Yeah.
When we start to talk about other blockchains, it's like people when they hear blockchain, they think every blockchain is the same. And that is so not true. There are very, very niche blockchains that fulfill a purpose. And as long as they do that, they have business and they're bullish. But it might not be the meme coins, right? It might be something as niche as just financial transactions, just financial DeFi, injective, right? So a lot of people is like, yes, we don't need all these blockchains. We can just toss them in one group and go. And it's like, no, that's wrong. Because sometimes the blockchain you're bullish on is not utilized worldwide. Because there's rules and regulations every country. And that Chinese chain kind of woke me up to that fact. Again, Lam mentioned it. I kind of forgot the ticker now here, but it's I'm gonna look it up because I want to. I have it somewhere in notes because I'm still learning too, right? Sometimes I get a little bit of a tunnel vision as well, and I got to stay out of it. It's always good to look at other stuff. So, where is it? Coinflux, a conflux. So, it's the only regulatory compliant public blockchain in China. Who knew? Who knew? Because we're not using it. We don't know about this. But, Lam was saying, hey, that chart is fucking ripping. And I was like, what is this, right? And it's high speed, but it's half the speed of Solana, right? So even less speed than Sui. So the speed is not the only thing we should look at when it comes to these blockchains as well. We do not need to stare ourselves blind. If this is a blockchain that caters to freaking China with, how many people are living there, and they're the only one who are regulatory compliant, like public, then you should be bullish on that one as well, right? Regardless. So that's the token. Its native token is a CFX. If you guys are interested, do your research there. Tons of a big business. McDonald's China, right, uses it. And everybody thinks that China is some back alley country, right? It's not. It's large. They have pretty much a technology that we would even have our jaw dropped. Right
Yeah.
now, they got a lot. They got a lot of things wrong, and a lot of things that we can complain about when it comes to China. Believe me, right? It's not utopia, as they want to make it seem like, right? Want to build it like that, but it's not. Right? It's oppressive. It's communism, and we can say a lot about it, but you can't say that they're not on the forefront of
Yeah,
technology, right?
it's absolutely
Nobody, yeah,
crazy. I've watched a lot of
nobody.
videos about like futurism and stuff, like
Oh,
futurism and tech.
crazy.
And when you
Yeah,
go to this, there's somewhere like the vloggers will go to like Chinese cities like Shenzhen, and there's a couple other ones too. But there's some of the most high tech cities in the world. And I mean,
yeah.
for instance, like you can order a coffee and get it dropped via drone, like in the park and stuff like that. But there's a bunch of like super futuristic, high tech things that that they implement into
Well,
daily
look,
life, like that.
I'm gonna be honest, right? When I'm looking at something like that, my portfolio is full. I cannot handle. I need to
Mm-hmm.
condense. I tossed every AI narrative. I may roll over into that, but I cannot hold every token that I'm bullish on, right?
Yeah,
But if you have some, I would add this to my portfolio. If I had room, I would have added this because
CFX.
I know, just like Jasmine for Japan, Asia, Asia
Mm,
is not interested in Solana. Asia is not interested in anything that doesn't come out of their own country.
mm,
The whole of Asia works this way. This is something historically accurate for the whole of Asia. They close their countries for the West. They don't necessarily rely on Hollywood. They have their own Hollywood, right? They have their own rock stars, movie stars. They're not bothered, right? with the rest so much. Now, certainly there are some trends that they take over, but they kind of Chinanize it, Asianize it, right? And so that's why I'm bullish on these things, because these people are bullish on their own stuff, right? And just like Jasmy is the only regulatory compliant. It's not a blockchain; it's a semi. It's like a crossover. It's kind of weird. But they are the only regulatory compliant as well in Japan. That's why you should be bullish on Jasmine. So bullish on this one as well. If I had room in my portfolio, I would definitely add something like this, because China is mining Bitcoin. China is getting crypto savvy. It's just not crypto savvy on the tech that we built. See, there's a difference here. So Asia is very much always doing their own thing, right? Not relying on the West at all. They don't want to, right? And so you should be bullish on these things that are for them, right? Because if you look at the businesses making use of that blockchain, your jaw will drop, right? They are further ahead with just this blockchain that's not even as fast as we know them, that we know, right? But it's doing the job. It's doing the job. So yes. So you should keep an open mind when it comes to blockchains, because even like something like XRP is accepted in most of the world, still not in every country. Yeah. So rules and regulations of countries are something that we deal with crypto still, and that's when we loop this back to RWA, right? Like Estate X, they are now compliant, and this is a big thing, regulatory compliant with real estate rules in Europe, the larger Europe and United States and Dubai, and they're expanding this. And this is why they had to build their own blockchain, because they couldn't find a blockchain that could cover all of that. That's why they had to build it. It took 5 years to do, right? So, and not every blockchain is the same here. They all fulfill something different in their own way. And so, boil this down to where we started. Solana is the meme coin chain, and it does some other things as well, but the majority of people see it as the meme coin chain, the outflow in the ecosystem. Top two is meme coins. You won't find that on any other chain, by the way. And I think that a lot of people are just getting caught up in the meme coins so much that they think it's all there is on the market, and that these blockchains is like, well, what's hot there? And they kind of look at meme coins, and it's like, well, that's the wrong way to look at it, you guys. Because first of all, meme coins are just about 3% of the whole of crypto market, and that's very tiny, as a very tiny amount. And I keep saying it, right, in every space. When we look at our timeline and on X, we do see a lot of meme coins. I enjoy meme coins. I'm not pooping on the meme coins at all. It's just that in your mind, it might be a larger part of the market than it actually is, right? And that is because they need a lot of social media attention to stay relevant, because there is no utility, right? So they are more talked about, and they need to be louder. And that's why you may hear them a little bit more. But that doesn't mean it's only 3% of crypto, right? It doesn't mean that there's a majority there. Majority of the money is in utility. So I think your portfolio should reflect this. And so the least of your portfolio should then be in meme coins. Now, I said it before. Can you build a portfolio using just meme coins? You can. I would make an argument for that, and I'll help you make it. There are blue chip first mover meme coins that we all can distinguish, that are higher market cap and can stabilize your portfolio in this way, right? Because that's what we do with a portfolio. We risk manage and we stabilize. Yeah. So we have the most upside potential, but it's also the most risky. And we have the least upside potential, but it's the most stable. And the most stable of all is for Bitcoin. But we can say like Pepe is a blue chip meme, right? Holding decent price movement is the same as you would see in some higher cap utility. And so you could make the argument of, yes, all right, so I'm going to have to need some Pepe, maybe some bread on base, maybe some fart coin, I don't know, right? And then maybe two or three low cap in there, mid cap to low cap, right? And then you have somewhat of a stabilized, but then meme portfolio, 100% meme. Just realize that you're only engaging now with 3% of the market. Yes. So uh, that is just something that needs to keep in mind. And that would still do the trick, you guys, because 3% of 3.7 trillion today is still a ton of volume. Right? Still a ton of volume. So when you build your portfolio, you should be minding a lot more than I think a lot of people. Last bull run is kind of like, hey, you throw 5 darts at the top 100 and you're good to go. Um, yeah, I don't think that flies anymore. I think you're going to miss out on some darker horses that might be in the top 100, or not even in the top 100, top 200, right? And they are going to fly in the top 50 when it's time, and you kind of want to position yourself there as well. And I think it's handy to know what you're buying so you can have some conviction of what you're DCAing into. Because some days it's going to be rough. And I'm not going to lie, hindsight is always 2020. You look back on the chart and then you see like, yes, I did good. But at the time, I didn't know all that. I didn't know where these charts were going. Right? There's a lot of TA and things you can do. But in the end, all the coins that I had last bull run did more than I TA'd them for even, right? So it shot above my expectation there, but I didn't know that, and I didn't know when. So you need to DCA with conviction, and you can only build conviction based on your own research. And if there's something there that you then need to learn, it's going to be part of that financial hygiene, right? Know what you're buying. Yes, your money deserves you to be a good steward.
Mm.
Yes.
Speaking of good buys, Wall
Mm.
and Deep are
Also,
sitting at
yeah.
some juicy prices. Wall at 37, less than 37.5 cents.
Oh my God,
That's a
what a
great
great
buy.
dip.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Also, hyperliquid, you guys, hyperliquid, right? Holding now a decent floor there below, but I see that going down just a little bit more, maybe back to 35, right? Exactly deep. Oh my God, right? I would wait for a little bit
Mm.
lower there as well if you want to
And
get
12 and
in.
a half cents.
Yeah, 12 and a half, 13 round would be good there too. Um, Man, look, I'm going through 300 tokens. Everything is red,
Yeah. Yeah, when
and
you pull up
there's
Bird
nothing
Eye,
green.
it's
Yeah,
a big red
yeah.
screen basically.
It's everything is red. Also, mind you, guys, dark horse, right? This could be a dark horse risk managed there because it doesn't need much. But that's Sonic Chain. Keep an eye on Sonic $S, former Phantom with an F, and they kind of glitched with the whole Phantom, so they had to do a rebrand and Sonic Chain. And founders there are fabulous too. Yeah, yeah, Jasmine, good entry and showing some entries again. These are all perfect for DCA, the dips here.
Mm.
And this is why when you are building your portfolio, as also should have a little bit of Tether, right? A little bit of USDT, because you need to stay liquid for opportunity, right? And so you don't know when that opportunity is getting. So let's say I have 5 tokens and USDT. So if I have like $125, you can even it out. Everything gets 25. So I'm building also some USDT. So when there is a dramatic dip caused by something, BTC crashes, dominance rising, something's happening in the market, right? And it dunks like 10 or 15%. I can then use part of that tether to add to a token that's on a really nice discount.
Mm.
And when you start to create that habit, you actually get bullish on the red days because you're just sitting there like, oh, lower, lower, pick me up, pick my order, right?
Mm-hmm.
It changes the game. And then when the pumps come, you are in profit sooner, and you're gonna have a happy bag. And then the DCA works. Now it proves to you, reality speaking back to you, hey, this works if I do it this way,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so then it's you can sustain that behavior because you're always going to be happy about it. It works. The
Yes.
trouble starts when you panic around your bag, start to rotate in and out of positions, and you're going to lose 5-10% each time and end up with nothing. Right?
Mm.
Don't do this. Is not a time to be rotating at all. ETH is cooking. I see ETH is cooking very nicely here. It needs to hold a little bit of this floor. It touched at 3,500, which is okay. I don't want to see a body of a candle in there though. But that fourth hour hasn't calmed down yet. So yeah, 30, 35. 3,500. Well, that would be my last. I would not be so bullish. Hold on, let me draw a trend line here because I think I see something. No, I see a wick for 513. Yes, 3513 could touch there with a wick. I could see that happening. Actually, yes. Right. So that could still happen, and that will calm that 4 hour, and then we're moving up from there. Because to make no mistake, where this is now cooling off so fast that we're due for a pump, right? And then we're gonna take back some floors. Now I do think that we're gonna stay for a week trying to get some floors back, right? So we're going to see on Bitcoin 2% pumps, 3% pumps max, and then the rest of your tokens to try to catch up with 4 or 5%. So if you're a future trader, after this red, massive opportunity, right? There's massive good trades to be had later in the week. So I'm flagging everything, right? Flagging everything. And then next week, we should be looking a little bit more green. And I think we're going in anticipation to September. So, look, I'm going to give you my honest prediction based just on the pattern that I see. Bitcoin taking back, trying to take back the 17 and a half value area, maybe even a little bit higher, right? If we're going to take that back. But I think in September, we're going to do a dramatic, maybe a dramatic down as well. And this market manipulation
Mm-hmm.
that is happening, right? And they're just waiting for people to fall off the cliff here so that they can buy a lower position, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the game. This is the game. And I think usually that they try and do it again, right? And so before, always the hard rallies, you
Yeah.
always see this happening before it just cooled down too much. Too
hundreds
much
of
has,
hundreds of millions of dollars being liquidated per day, like 100
yeah,
million here, 200 million there, 300, and it's
yeah,
because they're fighting the bulls. But it's like the
yeah,
bears can only liquidate for so long, so it's like you have the like six tops where it's trying to break through that resistance, and it's like six
yeah.
times, and then on the seventh time it finally goes through because at that point they've
Yeah,
liquidated
that's
a
that's
billion
a look.
dollars.
That's on the lower time frame. When we're looking on the higher time
Mm-hmm.
frames on the daily, there were only three touches, and we always go on the fourth. If we're not going on the fourth
Mm-hmm.
touch on the higher time frame, we're bearish. We're going down. It never fails.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see a bull flag, it's 1, 2, 3 and go, or it's 1, 2 and go. Then it's extra bullish,
Mm-hmm.
but usually it's 1, 2, 3 and go for Bitcoin. If it's a fifth and we still cannot make it, it just means there's not enough power for the bulls here, right? There's not enough bulls to break through,
Mm-hmm.
and then we need to seek lower because we got to pick up bulls then that are sitting lower. So we need to look for liquidity, the buyer liquidity to go a level lower, right? So and pick up the bulls there. But then the bears are going to be sitting on these freaking ranges that you just lost. So Bitcoin likes to make like a pattern failure like that too. It just scares the crap out of people like this, right? But I love it. I love this crypto game, you guys.
Yeah.
You could just see it happening. And it just always amazes me how people respond to it in the very wrong way. And it's so predictable too that behavior of people is so freaking predictable that people are making a ton of money based on just having that knowledge, like seeing that and how predictable people move. They're like freaking cows. And
Mm.
you can bank on that, right? You can bet on that. It's crazy. When
Nice.
you know. All right. So yeah, yeah. What else are you looking at? Do you find Mr. G? Yes, you have your mic
Yeah,
open.
I was going to say, you make it sound so easy, but the technicals are not that easy. I mean, people study them for years and still have a tough time predicting. That's why
Mm.
I still enjoy, the market because there's earnings to look at and different things.
Oh yeah.
I did have a question for you about Litecoin because I was looking at my list that was all red,
Mm.
like you said, and the only one that was positive was
Mm-hmm.
Litecoin
Yeah,
on my
like
particular list. What are your thoughts on Litecoin?
Well, Lycon had some bullish news, right? So
Hmm.
there's something there that holds that price up, and I think it's definitely some news there. But that chart was also looking to do something. You can sense that, right? It was also undervalued for too long there, right?
Yeah.
And I think Litecoin is very much in the psyche of people as well, on a large scale, right? And then something we can never know what does it, what makes it green, right? What makes it pump? We can never tell. Technical analysis don't doesn't tell you what event is going to happen. It's always hindsight. We thought, oh yeah, I see that happen, and that's why maybe we pumped. And but sometimes it's already in the chart, and the chart of Lycon looked like it wanted to break out and do
Yeah.
more because it was severely undervalued there.
For sure.
Yes.
For the last few years, it's been
Oh
undervalued.
yeah.
So,
Oh, and
and
it
then
had a
with the
hard time.
ETF,
Yeah.
like the announcement of like the ETF
Yeah.
stuff, so that kind of created some more bullishness. It's like it's people start looking at
Yes.
it again, and it's like, oh yeah, like we almost forgot about you. It's kind of I think that's kind of the psychology of it. People kind of like panic buying up as much as they can while it's still cheap. That's what it looks like. I don't know.
No. So just to look, if coins are being suppressed for a long time, being undervalued for a long time, then at one point something is going to give,
Hmm.
right? And then and it's going to have to make a move. You cannot stay there. The opposite of no volume is a lot of volume. That's what I keep saying. The pendulum swings this way. Mr. G, you have your hand up?
Yeah, I was just going to share. I'm not able to do what you do. So what I do is I say, okay, what's the economy doing? Wars going on, trade deficits, these different things. And then the first thing I look at is the bond market and just see where it's at, what it's been doing. Because right now we're actually, I believe, in a time where bad news is now bad news because of where the economy is going. So then I see, is it corresponding? Because when bonds go down, the market should go up and vice versa. And that is happening at the moment.
Yeah.
And then that's when I look down to trickle down past my stocks down to the crypto universe
Hmm.
because they really are corresponding to that. So as the risk off comes to play because of maybe tariffs or other things, that does affect the whole crypto market, Bitcoin, and all the others. So that's kind of my methodology anyway.
Yes. Well, for me, I because I do technical analysis, I do not look at any news that could influence what I see. I see what I see, and when I see it's going down, the news will follow the chart, right? So we can look back and be like, oh, it was this, and sometimes it's news that can be very manipulative. So if you're looking at numbers, I think that's a better way of going about it. But just straight up news doesn't say a thing. It can be very when you look at the news around Bitcoin and the word use, what they mention in these articles, right? Uh, Bitcoin, it was like very noticeable somewhere in 24. Yeah, in March 24, it was an ugly dip. Was it? It was Bitcoin was moving in a channel, but in a larger channel. And so it stated just over the middle, and then from there touched that lower channel, and it was a 20% move because Bitcoin was still below 60,000, right? So the market cap then allows for a faster drop because the height of the market cap versus liquidity determines how volatile something is. And so that's why we see this institutional money be very interested in Bitcoin right now because we are at a market cap when that starts to be interesting for very large money bags, right? Because it reduces the volatility. And so uh, we are here for the volatility, right? Very much so, but it is scary, and you need to have balls of steel to trade it. But that down was 20%, and they first called it a what? Healthy correction. All right, cool. Healthy correction on Bitcoin because there wasn't anything in the world that could explain that move, so they called it a healthy correction. And I'm just like, well, that was the bottom of the channel. We were going to go there. Then it pumped back up to the middle, and then it took the same dunk down, the same move down, even less in percentage, 18% instead of 20. Now they call it a market crash because there was something political going on. And it's like, no, Bitcoin's still moving in this channel. But because there was something political going on, They hung that move of Bitcoin and they call it a market crash. Now, what's the difference between, you would say, like, "Well, who cares?" While it's like, yes, it matters because the healthy correction doesn't scream, "I should sell." But a market crash actually scares people out of their bag. And this is exactly what they want you to do at that point, right? And so I rather look at the numbers of what I know the stock market and big money is using, and that is how many people sold at a loss. When that hits 60, between 60 and 70%, that's when everybody with the big money and the long holders and the smart money, how you want to call it, they're going to buy there because that's the floor. They're going to wait until that happens. And how deep something's got to go to get there, they just let it go because they know they're looking for that 60, 70% to indicate the bottom. So 60, 70% must have sold at a loss. And sometimes they give that a hand by bringing out some news that scares people. And I've been seeing that happen. I was like, all right, let's just not trade news. The news, the chart precedes the news. So I have to look at the chart. We're moving in this channel. This was optional that we were going to go there. And there's always a bullish and a bearish scenario. And it just on the day, on the weekly, on the monthly, these things move, and then you get the shift. So it's like, oh, we're 70% bullish, 75% bullish, right? How much bearish scenario? Well, this morning, that was about 70, 80% of a bearish scenario unfolding. Chart was telling me this, right? If I need to keep a hold on everything that is news around Bitcoin in the whole world, it's crazy. Just like people are saying Bitcoin needs ETF or else no more bull run. But they have been saying that for the last two bull runs and we still went on a bull run, right? And then people were saying, yeah, we need Trump to say something about Bitcoin, like he's some sort of big KOL. And it's like, no, look, here's what's going on with Bitcoin. They need Bitcoin. Bitcoin doesn't need institutional money, right? We need Bitcoin. Bitcoin doesn't need us. Bitcoin doesn't need institutional money. Institutional money is going to need Bitcoin, right? So we need to flip the script. Yeah, flip the script. That's what's going on. If everybody's waiting for some person to speak out around Bitcoin, first of all, Trump is doing that and is manipulative as well. He's really good at that. It makes him a good politician and a good businessman, right? But hey, Putin from Russia keeps ugly quiet. And, that's evidence too, because slowly, surely, Russia is the biggest miner of Bitcoin and nobody's paying freaking attention because there's not a word coming out of his mouth, right? He's just creeping on in there, mining the most silently. Nobody's paying attention, right? So there's different ways to it. But if we're gonna have to wait for some big person on the world stage to call Bitcoin, that for me is bearish, right? Bitcoin was for the people. You need to realize this. It leveled the playing field in a monetary system that was against us, right? It was against us, and this is your chance. So get this. There was this. Oh yeah, Mr. G, go ahead.
No, I was going to agree with you and just say that it looks like now what they're looking to do with Bitcoin and reserves for the United States is utilizing that as that hedge against inflation and hopefully looking to
Yes.
pay our debt off. So yeah, love
Yeah,
it.
and more countries are doing that. I mean, even a country like Kazakhstan. Yes, where what's the guy? Tick. What's the actor again with Borat? Right, where Borat comes from. That country is starting to be like, oh, we need a Bitcoin strategy for our reserves. Look at these poorer countries are now seeing like, oh, we leveled the playing field so we can grab some financial world power through the mechanism of Bitcoin. And this is all playing out in the background here, right? If you're paying attention. So there's this guy, right? He was looking at the landfill still because he lost his keys, his device, the hard drive that had 8,000 Bitcoin on it. Now, the article was saying that he lost, the oomph to look, but that's really not what happened. So a judge actually determined that because he had some evidence that this 8,000 Bitcoin was actually his, but he doesn't have access to his Bitcoin. But get this, he's now going to create a layer two solution for Bitcoin based on these 8,000 Bitcoin that he doesn't have access to, but are in his name. So he is leveraging 8,000 Bitcoins to make more money of Bitcoin that's only in his name. He cannot sell it. He has no access to it. It's on a landfill somewhere. Right? Get this. So your Bitcoin is not for your upside potential of how much Bitcoin can do. Like you would trade it, right? Oh, 10x from here. No, no. Your Bitcoin is going to give you leverage, a power position later on, and you only need, with the Bitcoin crew, we kind of were doing the math on that. Basically, you only need zero point 0.1 Bitcoin, and then 10 years from now, this is going to give you a gigantic advantage, even against institutional money. So it should be a goal. I think we don't have enough. So you can use it as collateral. You can use it to do something like this guy did. He doesn't even have access to his bitcoins, but because it's in his name, he can leverage the power of Bitcoin here, right? How beautiful, Mr. G! Isn't that amazing,
That is
Mr. G? Is
insane.
like 8,000
Yeah, sorry about
Bitcoin.
that. I have another call coming in. I'm going to have
Oh,
to hop down to listener. But yeah, no, it is amazing. And that's what I was just reading. I think Grant Cardone had said that same thing. Instead of selling my Bitcoin to buy real estate, why don't I just leverage it, keep the Bitcoin, and buy the real estate?
exactly, exactly. Yes. Don't spend your Bitcoin. You need to use it as a leverage. And we are getting to be in this position as people, as just regular Jane and Joe here. But yeah, all right, that was well, Mr. G. If you need to drop down from listener, I just first of all want to thank you for being here on stage with us again. Love to have you. Everybody follow Mr. G. Follow Mr. G in the house. You can remain on stage, by the way. You don't need to drop down. You can just farm here. He's farm here. Anybody else that wants to come up on stage? And I see King Crab is in here. Let's have some fun talk as well, because this is kind of always serious. I realize that not everybody is wanting to get that serious on stuff all the time. We also like to keep it a more, airy and breezy. I understand. Airy and breezy, Tick.
Yes. Yes. I
Airy and breezy.
I got a notification that one of my Zora posts, the market cap has gone up to like $500, and I had no idea. I just kind of like upload stuff on there and just leave it, and so I'm like, cool. Like one of my videos is actually doing like all right on Zora, so that's cool. I don't. Have you used Zora at all?
No.
Fractionalized NFT trading platform
Yes, no.
that put together by I believe it's Coinbase that started it. No,
Hmm.
but
I do not know. I do not know nothing about
hmm.
Zora.
Yeah, it's
I the NFT market for me is not that in depth as the tokens are and the blockchains are.
yeah
The
the
non the fungible ones, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So what I do though is I just upload stuff that I make, content I make. I'll just upload it to Zora, and then people can trade that content. And so one of my videos, let me see, yeah, it's sitting at a market cap of $564 right now. So I'm like, cool. I'm gonna keep, and then that's tradable. Then those tokens, like I have 10 million of those tokens, and so those are tradable. So yeah, like I don't know if I sold my entire holding, how much cash US I would receive, but I mean more than zero. Anything more than zero is cool to me because it didn't really take me cost me anything to make it. So that's cool. Yeah, Zora's a fun little platform if you like messing around with fractionalized NFT trading and posting your content. It's basically Instagram, but your content becomes tokenized and tradable, but a very similar format to Instagram. And let me see what else. Yeah, I've just been messing around with Opal, creating videos and pictures, creating content, and all of that. There are videos on Google for how to use, or on YouTube on how to use Opal, use cases for Opal. If you are not a creative person and you can't even imagine what you might use it for, watch a use case video, and it might give you some ideas on workflow automation ways that you can speed up your daily routine. So that's
Also, you guys, right? Grok is doing the video thing too. I'm gonna go down that rabbit
oh,
hole.
imagine.
I, yes,
Mm.
and yes, gonna try and do something with that. Realize that on X, you know, having 3 to 5 uh, posts of your own original content, right? So that you bring out is bullish. You should be aiming for that, right? And it can be something, you know, just like I do. If he could does well, is I just post a picture of a bird, and I'm asking who's active, right? That could be a post. So don't overthink your post. Actually, I see a lot of people posting about genoma, yap, blah blah blah. It's so uninteresting content. It
The
looks
what
like
is
you
it?
copy and paste it.
What is it called?
I don't know.
Genoma? What?
Genome. Well, they have like tons. It's like 10 different insomnia, gsomnia, genoma, yappy, what the
Yeah, the
right?
yappy
These
stuff
things.
is annoying as hell.
Oh, fucking annoying,
Like, oh, are
right?
you a yapper? I'm a yapper. And it's like, dude,
Right.
it's so
Yeah, right.
bearish.
Well, if they use 3 sentences to explain it, I would still be like, yeah, but there's a freaking whole Bible that makes it unable for me. I mean, it takes 5 minutes to read, and I cannot respond to it. There's no question in it. It just lectures me on what it is. So I cannot give you engagement. I just sit there and go like, oh well. Plus, I feel left out because instead of just saying good morning, you're saying genoma or whatever you want you got,
Yeah.
right? And it's like, yes, I'm not a part of your little tribe there. So, you know, scroll on, right?
Yeah,
Scroll on.
it's
So
weird.
it's not bullish. Um, don't overthink your content, though. A lot of people are like getting stuck, and I notice I have the same thing too. When because my daughter kind of made the animations, but she's like, no, it's vacation. My Jasmine bag is pumping, so I'm just gonna right relax and have vacation. I was like, all right. So I'm making it myself. But it's hard because I'm a perfectionist, right? And I'm just like everything needs to be correct in there, and I'm spending 45 minutes and trying to make the freaking video, and nobody notices, right? What went wrong if there's something wrong in it. Nobody ever pointed it out. So you know, don't overthink stuff when you're making things. Sometimes just go ahead, post it when the time is up, right? I get 15 minutes to spend on this. You know, boom. What do I have? All right, air that out, and tomorrow another day. All right. So because or else it's going to keep you from posting. And so just think of some creative ways that people can respond to you because everybody is willing to engage with you on X, but you're not being inviting. And that can be in little details like your name. Yes, your name. When I go and say good morning and somebody has a name that is in capitals, M. blah, how do I say good morning to you, M. blah, right? This is, I need to now look and type and do it all in capitals. No, you got to keep it short and sweet. You got to keep the threshold for saying your name low, right? My name is Wild. Good morning, Wild. Over with, right? You may think your name is so bullish because you're using your name is Cardzilla, and you're using cards with a Z. No, it's not bullish. You're not standing out by any means, right? It's the more ordinary you are on X, the better it is for engagement. So don't try. Oh, you're gonna get somebody in here. So that's some alpha there, right? So if your name is ridiculous, then just expect lower engagement because of that, and that's just a thing. It's just a thing. Also, there's when you know what's also bearish tick.
Hmm. What?
I don't want to point out the account, but it's a person called We Dad. We Dad. So if I say good morning, I'm not saying good morning, Dad, because you're obviously not my dad. I think that's freaking bearish AF. So now I have to
Hmm.
call you we because there's no other option for
Yeah.
me. So what do? I'm gonna call you either legend or some other generic name. Hey, dude. Hey, Chen. You know, legend. You're gonna get if I want to give you engagement at all, right? And if I did and I got caught on your thing, I'm never gonna return there. When your name comes up, I'm scrolling.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
You
Yeah,
fade.
because you're in a fading. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not, and I want to tell these people, look, you're not being bullish, and that's why you're lacking engagement because they're on their timeline complaining that they don't get engagement. And I was like, yes, but you know why? Yeah, this is if I call myself yes, mom, and would you be awkward saying good morning, hey, good morning, mom? Would you be awkward saying that on my post? You'll be like, no, this doesn't jive with me. This is no vibe here.
Mm-hmm.
Wrong vibe, wrong vibe, right? It's the wrong one. That's actually why you need to follow some Dojo Dogs. You need to join this Dojo Dog community because there is a lot more to this account and engagement monetization on X than you might know. And if you need to learn, go ahead and get yourself a Dojo Dog, change your PFP, and get all this alpha for free. Join the spaces. There's a lot of talk about it. And you can join the community. First of all, these NFTs are bullish AF. If you do not have it, you should definitely either save up. I'm saving up for my forever dog because the floor is rising. You guys, it's we're sitting at $5,000 right now on average for the low rent dogs, and high rent dogs are far surpassing 10K already. So it's going to be one Dogecoin dog, one Bitcoin, and that's where it's going to go. Also, there's this Rensa project that is coming out. This is going to be bullish. The last rent, Fidenza, that conceptual art, sold for 300 Ethereum. 300 Ethereum. I think NFTs are really cooking. There was a punk sold for also ugly amount. I think 240 Ethereum, even higher.
Wow.
It's ridiculous, ridiculous. So NFTs are cooking, telling us, preluding that these blue chip NFT collections are gonna do crazy numbers this coming season, right? Whenever it comes, that's I think that's gonna happen. 24. We saw a lot of NFT talk as well when Bitcoin was making that first move, that first significant move. The bears had no argument that we're in a bull run, right, with Bitcoin, and that's when a lot of these ordinals came up in the subject again. The ruins came up on our timeline, right, and a lot of the ordinals on Bitcoin. Um, these. These are it went bullish then as well. So every time that moves, the NFTs are moving with. I don't think, of course, there's going to be a shit ton of new ones following at the end of an alt season, but I think the blue chip ones, the most bullish ones out there, are already ready to go, right? So if you want to join the community, grab yourself a dog, and then you're gonna get pretty like a STEAM course and how to behave on X to grow your account. And not gonna lie, you're gonna get a shit ton of followers on a day. I get like on average 50 followers a day, and I don't even do a lot. Then if I start doing more, I get more, right? And so that's just from engaging on your timeline. You gotta engage. All right, let's welcome some people that are joining us on stage. Let's say good morning, the King Crab.
How's it
King
going, Wild? How's it
Crab.
going, Tick?
King
Good
Crab.
morning.
Yes, ma'am.
Yep.
You know what? You're 100% right. Um, keep it simple. It doesn't need to be difficult. It shouldn't be you shouldn't have to put a puzzle piece together just to figure out what you're about. It's got to be. It's simple. You know, back when I was in school, it's been a while, but they called it the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. You know, it doesn't need to be hard. You know, king crab, it's something easy. You know, what we're doing is easy. You know, if you're new, you know, we'll make it easy for you. And just like everybody's done for me, you know, they've made it easy. So you're 100% right. And I mean, not just Wild, but Tick, you're making it easy for everybody with your apps that you're making. And it's pretty sweet. And it's pretty cool. So
Yeah. Yeah,
I want to
that's
thank you guys.
dude, yeah, I know everyone's sleeping on this Opal thing and it's like it's crazy cuz it's free and I think some people are sussed out that I'm like so bullish on it and some people when I'm like trying to send them links to it and stuff they're like, "Oh yeah, I don't click links." And like they're like all sussed out that like why is this dude trying to help me if he's getting nothing in return? And honestly, like I could give a hell less like what anyone does with their time. I'm just having fun like making content with this thing. and I'm just surprised that I'm not seeing more people creating anything with it. And so that's one of the reasons I keep bringing it up, because until I see something on my timeline where someone's like, oh shoot, like look what I created with Opal, I'm just kind of like in this vacuum of the only one that realizes the utility for it. But on YouTube, there is a bunch of people creating videos, doing
Oh,
stuff with Opal. So I know I'm not the
all
only
right,
one,
Dick.
but I'm the only one on
I
my
got the
timeline.
message.
Yeah, I'm the only one on my timeline that sees any use for it, which is kind of funny. But
Yeah. Well, I got your message. I'm gonna make something with Opal tomorrow.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I'm feeling your comment there. Your rightful criticism.
no,
We should all be on that
I
stuff.
have a lot of people though in my DMs asking me, for help with videos and all this stuff, but no, but it's people are a lot more inclined to ask people to do things for them rather than to take 2 minutes and like learn how to do it themselves. But or even when I offer to walk people through things, like, oh yeah, that's great, but then there's like no follow up. People, I don't know. I'm just a person that's very much like I like to do what I say. So sometimes when I find people that like to talk about things and not follow up, it's just interesting to me. But I get it. We're all busy, so that's just how it is. Just the
Yeah,
nature
I
of the
think it's the
beast.
I think it's the ecosystem. I mean, we're afraid of people that want to help us. I mean, when I
Yes.
first started out,
Yes.
there was a guy. Uh, I was first starting out. I don't click links. I don't do this. I didn't even know about Telegram bots. And he's like, hey, try these bots. It'll help you to check for honeypots and check a coin and stuff like this. And I'm like, cool, thanks. And then I didn't use it because I was leery. And I always I always post, stuff that I screwed up on or what I should have done my research, because
Mm.
I don't want people to screw up the way I did.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I used it as a teaching tool. And the guy is like, dude, why are you not using those bots? You could have saved yourself that $10 that you threw into this honeypot that, you know, all you had to do was check it. I'm like, all right, let me try it.
Yeah.
I did, and I'm just like, dude, why have I not been using this?
I
And
absolutely. I had the same experience
yeah,
with like BullX and RadiantX early on. Like I'm talking like super very like early on. A few other things as well, where like you have the option to connect your wallet and everything. And I've connected to phishing links and had my wallet drained, so I know how easily it can happen. Um, but yeah, so I mean, there's a whole deep dive there with all of that. But yeah, people are very sussed out. That's what I was talking about when talking in groups or people on Twitter, myself, and talking about ways, tools that can be used for content creation and stuff. A lot of people, I can just tell that they're like, they think I'm sending them like a phishing link or something, which is, I mean, that's fine. Like, protect yourself. But the fact that I do everything on the live stream and stuff, and they would only have to pay attention for like 1 second to see what I'm doing it and how I'm doing it, yet still I see that there's a disconnect, that that they haven't actually tried it themselves. It's just, yeah, it's funny. It's just a thing. But if you want to create free videos and images, you can do so with Google Opal. It's really easy. I've been doing it. And
Yes.
yeah, check it out.
Also, you guys, it's going to be very important for you to learn how to prompt. I know I'm neurodivergent. I'm on the autism scale, and it was very hard for me to start with this, right? Because I'm
Mm,
not necessarily um, geared towards that at all, right? So it's very hard for me. The funny thing is my daughter is too, right? And diagnosed, right? So it's not even a
wow.
joke. But she has it that her interests are more in the creative field, so she can really lock in like nothing else. And I lock in on other stuff, mathematically,
Mm,
and psychology, right, and numbers. I'm really good with that, and I can lock in on that. But these other things are just fading by the wayside for me. I find it so difficult to keep my attention on it,
mm,
and so but learning how to prompt is going to be important. I recognize that, so I got to do better, right?
Yeah.
So look, if you are a person that's neurodivergent like that, and I don't want to say it like it's a modern thing, right? This is absolutely not. Just the brain works a little different, yeah. And it's a spectrum. You have people that have severe autism, and you have people that are lightly autism. Usually, what happens with that, and on the IQ scale, you're really standing out in one of the five areas that your IQ is tested. You're highly gifted, and then on some social skill, recognizing face patterns and stuff, you might just be below average, right?
Mm.
That's the divergent that we're talking about. That's where it differs, right? Then for you. And then when you know this, you can help yourself be better in life. It's not like, it's just for you so you can be better. So don't worry about being like that, right? You
Yeah.
you have a talent somewhere and you're lacking somewhere else, and you want to kind of bring some balance in that.
Yes.
And so I recognize that it's hard for me, and so I got to find ways to make it attractive to me to do so.
Yeah.
And I was if you guys want to follow a neuro, again, I'm going to point her out because she was playing some nice music that really got my creative juice going, as far as the I possess creative juice, the little bit I had,
A little bit.
right?
That's funny.
The little bit was triggered. And and so, and she was giving me prompts to start out with, and then she was like, just add something to it and then post it in the comments. And I was like, oh wow. So she was taking the people in the room by the hand by giving her a
Mm.
prompt. So we're gonna prompt about this, and then I just add one little thing. And she also gave a lot of problem solving when something was morphing or something like that, right? So it was so incredibly. I got so much better just in half an hour in that space, prompting with her, right, in the AI of your choice. It was amazing. I can just, you guys, you need to go to these spaces like this if you're finding it hard to prompt. Yeah,
I
my
want to
brain just
check it
goes,
out. Yeah,
yes,
I feel like I'm pretty advanced in
yeah,
prompting, and I still feel
yeah.
like I could learn a lot. I learned so. I wanted to touch on something real quick is JSON prompting. And so JSON is like incorporating code into your prompting, which I haven't
Oh,
been doing, but I was watching videos. I watch a lot of videos on different the new AI models, how to use them, how to prompt and things like that. That's how I'm always learning, because these videos on YouTube, you sit down for like 2 minutes and you can learn like this priceless information. It's really cool. Um, but yesterday I came across a video, and it was how to prompt with VO3 to make $10,000 videos and ads using VO3 with JSON prompting. And so I'm just going to pull up real quick VO3. I recommend watching this video because I haven't watched it yet, but I'm going to. I've watched a little bit of it. I watched a few minutes of it to get the gist of it, but I haven't actually gone down and studied it and like taken notes and walked through. I haven't walked through it like I want to. But anyway, yeah, the JSON is, they're like basically little code scripts that where you can incorporate specifics. Like for instance, in the video right now that's on the screen, they're doing an IKEA commercial, and so to have like the Louis V things on the pillows and the IKEA logo on the box and all of those little details, that's the JSON scripts help you make everything like crystal clear without like the hallucinations. It allows you to dial in the different aspects. So I'm going to definitely explore more of this JSON prompting. It's JSON prompting on YouTube, and then you can add VEO3, and there's a series of videos with how to use JSON prompting for VEO3. So that's what like the professional companies, like BMW and Nike and, like I said, IKEA, it shows some examples. McDonald's, when they want to do their ads, those AI video generated ads that you see, that's how they do that, so that everything is looks crystal clear and exactly how they'd like. So just throwing that out there, that's a way to really dial in prompting, and I haven't really explored it yet. I've seen like a little bit. Sometimes you'll see like aspect, it'll have like the semicolon, and it'll say like aspect 16 colon 9 or whatever, and that's a JSON prompt. And sometimes you'll see those automatically generated into something that you may have made. But yeah, I just wanted to touch on that because I feel like I've just opened Pandora's box for myself. I can't wait to see what type of stuff I start creating with that level of control.
Absolutely. And you kind of need to. Why are we hammering this down a bit? Because it's going to be important in the future. In whatever way AI will unfold to be, you need to be honest, right? This is one of these things, just like Bitcoin, just like blockchain technology, just like the WordPress, all of these things. You cannot be sitting there like, oh, bullshit, I'm going to fit, right? It's going to be in your face and you're going to have to at some point. So it's better to start early with this. Yes, right? And yeah, well, that's really how it goes, right? I mean, mobile phones.
I'm not gonna lie.
Everybody was like, fuck it, send me a letter. I'll go get my pigeon out. No, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody had to, and now everybody doesn't know any better,
I
right?
got a mobile
Ooh,
phone
yeah.
coming. I ordered that Solana phone. It started.
Yeah,
It
you
started
ordered the last one.
shipping yesterday. Yeah. So the
Yeah.
Solana reward seeker hopefully
Yeah.
comes. I'm so curious to see what that's like. But I was gonna say,
And look,
hmm,
also you guys, you do not have time. I'm sorry, take it. I didn't want to
that's
interrupt.
all
You
good.
don't have time. You do not have to have time because AI will just speed things up lightning fast. Remember when your parents needed to go? They have these stories of walking through the snow and hills to get to school, and then they had to go to the library for information. They had to go to the library. They had to go out their house without a phone, go to a library, spend hours there reading a book. So they could only get the information somewhere else and then at the speed of how fast you can read. Yes?
Mm,
Now we have access. We already had some, but this is now going to the magnitude of 4 or 5 because of AI. We can literally ask it any freaking thing. So this is only gonna technology is gonna explode from now on. So that's why you need
yeah.
to stick with it, right? It's gonna be in your face and everywhere, and it's gonna happen really fast. So you need to, stick with it. King Crab, and then I want to move on to a Panda Pump because he's been on stage for a while and say good morning to there. But let's King Crab. Yes, you have your hand up.
Yeah, I'll make it real quick. For the people that are watching this and that listen to this later, bookmark these spaces because a lot of people are saying, you know, buy this. This is I will teach you how to do it as long as you buy this. Wild and Tick are basically giving you that free alpha, and all you got to do is listen. Still do your own research, but they're helping you, you know, build for free. So I just want to throw that out there. So save these spaces, save, bookmark them, tell your friends, and you know you'll you'll do wonders for free.
It's very sick. I'm actually gonna create another king crab video now that you say that.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
like,
yes.
I'm like, okay, cool.
I
Thank you
was
for
gonna
the
be like, Tick is gonna make
flowers.
something.
Yeah.
No, thank you for the flowers, King Crab. Yes, you guys, I want everybody to win. You know why I'm giving you alpha for free? Because I just know, and this happens in real life too. When it's something people half of you won't even pick up on this. So I can say it, right? I can say it. Everybody will like, yes, but you can like monetize. No, 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 no. I'm gonna give it to you for free. And the ones that for me too, this is saying I love to use, right? When the student is ready, the teacher shows up. And this goes for in my life too, right? Sometimes you
Yeah.
hear something, somebody say something, and you're picking up on it, but you don't hear it if you're not aligned. And so for most, it will fade to the wayside. And for some, it's going to make a difference for you. So I know that. I go by this rule in my life as well. I connect with people. I'm in real life, and Bitcoin conference, real estate things, women in tech. I don't even know about that stuff. I'm going because I know I'm going to find my teacher, right? Quote unquote. And there's somebody's going to say something. I'm going to be like, yes. Right. And so that's how you alphanize yourself. Panda, good morning to you. Welcome to
Hey,
What's It Ticker?
Wild. Hey, Tick. Thank
Yo.
you both for having me up. And Wild, just on your neurodivergence, you said you had some challenge. You alluded to that slightly, doing some of these spaces. But I think you're doing a great job. So the fact that you're actually able to put yourself out here and host these spaces, you sound like a natural to me. So just keep leaning into it. But yeah, we're Panda Pump, and we launched on Base. This is a project that's been in the works for 2+ years, so we definitely have no intention on being a flash in the pan or just for, the remainder of this cycle. We've already put 2 years in. We launched last week. We peaked out at about 1 million market cap. We've since pulled back. We're holding the floor at about 400K, a little slightly less than that, maybe 396 fully diluted market cap. Um, basically, Panda Pump is all about, our motto is Panda Pals don't dump, we pump. And PUMP stands for Panda Pals Promoting Unity, Meaning, and Purpose. And we're really into building our brand and our intellectual property. You could take a look at our page. We're powered by our chief mascot, Pico Panda, who is basically head of all the Panda Pals. We dropped our token on July 15th. We dropped our staking app, which is currently yielding about 124% APY. We launched on Base. The staking app has been um, audited by two separate firms. It's passed the audit. It's been deemed secure. And we have NFTs which are dropping. So if you take a look at my PFP, is a sample of the NFT, and it's a truly deep and immersive collection. I think it's going to be unlike anything crypto's ever seen. We've put a tremendous amount of work into the art and curation of the art, not only just in the NFTs, but you can see on our page the memes, the brandability. We're really trying to touch a lot of pop culture with our memes, just to make everyone kind of laugh and get curious. But we have a dual collection for our NFTs. So we have what we call pandarinas, which are female pandas, as well as pandarinos, male pandas. So we appeal to both genders, and we are absolutely excited to have those released. So we're just buttoning up a few more items, but we're talking 500 plus backgrounds. So it's just a tremendous amount of backgrounds. We have 1,000 plus traits, and we have over 120 different skins. So we have pandas that are made of fire, of water, of snow, of ice. We have robot pandas and mutant pandas and zombie pandas and alien pandas, and the list just goes on and on and on. Pandas, lightning pandas. So we really have like something really special to share, and I just thought I'd come up and let everyone know. We launched on base as well, so we're really trying to catch that hype wave once base season truly kicks off, and I think it's really opportune given a lot of the big marketing push you're seeing from Brian Armstrong and Jesse Pollock as well. So we think we're in a favorable position. We did a fair launch as well, so.
Awesome. Well, first of all, big ups for your shill. Mentioning market cap, right? Fair launch, all of that jazz, what you got going on now. That's a good shill. All the information is there. Can you can pull up a chart and
Hmm.
stuff? Or
Yeah.
I love some things on base. People should know, and I'm gonna take the shilling away from you. Shill, not your project, but base, right? Base. You got to pay attention to base. So we're looking at the outflow of Ethereum, and number two is base, right? So there is that rubbing of shoulders between base and ETH, which is expected. And I just want you to pay attention to tokens on base, right? I am a little bit underexposed on base myself, I feel, just simply because of these numbers. I like numbers, and so where's it going with it? Yeah. So you need to. I feel underexposed. So we need to look at projects on base. That's kind of where the outflow is telling us to go. Right. Let that guide you. The outflow of Ethereum is going to be very important for alt season, and where that volume is going. And of course, last bull run we had that new golden pony Solana. And then we have BNB as the layer two, and it very much looks like it's going to be Sui and Base when I look at that outflow of Ethereum. That's not to say any other chains won't do well. They will do well. Maybe some other chains will do exceptionally well as well, right? Solana is not turning bearish by all means. AVAX bullish, Tron bullish, all bullish, right? They all get volume. It's nobody gets left behind. It's just we want to identify the ones that are possibly going to stand out, right? That's what we're looking for. And then I'm looking at that outflow of Ethereum from the last 2 years, and then we see number one Sui, number two Base, very significantly standing out, right? And then you guys keep saying it. There's also Arbitrum in there. I don't know. I should be bullish on Arbitrum. I just can't. I can't muster the. I just can't. Uh, but yeah, don't fade these things. But let's have a look because Panda, you may not know, but we also live stream this space live on YouTube and on X at the same time. And we actually have a buttload of viewers there. Hello, viewers, for the visuals, right? Because a lot of people like to look at the visuals, especially when we start talking about stuff. But yeah, then people can look at what we're doing and pulling up all of that information. So, Tick, you got that on the live stream?
Yes. Yeah, the
Yes.
Panda Pump. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I went through
Awesome.
the
Awesome.
web page and the chart and looked at all of that. It's yeah, awesome project. Oh, but the mint. When does the mint go live?
I'm thinking we're going to drop it next week.
Oh,
Our
okay.
NFT dev is on
Oh,
vacation, so there's just like one final thing to button up.
yeah.
But yeah, like I'm happy if anyone's interested. I'll tell you this, if you join our Telegram, I will drop a couple more samples of the PFPs. I actually have another one. If you scroll down to my profile, it's an ice panda. It's a pandarina, actually, one of the female ones, which I
Mandarina.
think, yes,
I
very
love
cool.
that. I love
You
that.
see,
We should. Yes, every project should do that. Cater to both sides. It's oh yes, bullish. I
and,
like
and
that.
they're more rare as well. So you definitely want to get a pandarina. Those are going to be the standout ones. We
Yes.
also have 105 that are unique one of one. Of those 105, there are 20 which are going to be lore based. And what I mean by that, the Pico Panda is a chief mascot,
Hmm.
but there's going to be other really fun characters we're going to build a comic book around. So we really want to go deep and lean
Oh,
into the IP. And there's
well,
going to be a separate website for the NFT. And you have the core website that's up right now on stream. The NFT site is even better. I think it's more on brand. Love it. So I can't wait for you guys to see it.
awesome. Well, you're welcome in our space at any time, right? To when
Thank
you're
you.
ready or when you're doing the launch for the minting. I know Tick is drooling and foaming at the mouth already,
Hmm.
anticipating another mint because he hasn't been minting for a while, and Tick just Tick just likes the mint. He likes
Yes.
the mint things. And now on base, Tick.
Yeah.
Tick. Yeah,
Very
yeah.
cool. Yes.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, I think it's also so bullish that you're doing like a female thing. Now, look, I'm far from a feminist at all, right? I think crypto is leveling the playing field also for the sexes, right? So, yeah, if you don't know how to trade, you don't know how to behave in crypto, it doesn't matter if you're female or male, you're going to get wrecked just as hard, right? So, but I do think evolutionary wise, vagina is more expensive, right? That is just a thing, and I wish that the collections would gear towards that, make the females more rare because we are rare in nature as well. This is going to be good for the collection, right? This is going to be aligned with human nature this way, and to totally skip females out of your collection, it's like what, right? I feel it. I have some projects that I hold that do not have females, and I'm just not gonna mention them a lot because I have a bearded guy that I need to rock. I cannot possibly. I don't vibe with that, right? And this nobody would blame me for it. If you would get like a girl and all pink and stuff, you would be like, all right, well, that's not gonna be my PFP anytime soon, right? So I think that's bullish as well. Yes, I
I
think
I
it would be so
just
powerful. Yeah.
I just
Go ahead.
shared one, just given the interest. I put one on my profile, so I just dropped another sample of a Pandarina, a wild just for you. So that is one of our pink pandas. We have a number of
Oh
different colors
yes.
as well.
Oh, love this.
We have tiger
Yes.
pandas, we have cheetah pandas, we have all sorts, and it's really going to be fun. So hopefully
Fun.
everyone can see the quality, and yeah, we wanted to cater to both sexes. Why wouldn't we? So
Yes. Look, I mean, there's a discrepancy in crypto, right? So there is less females than guys. That's a thing, and sure, fine, but at least then you don't need to make 50% 50/50 of your collection females and then 50% males. That might not work. That would not work. It's not going to be good for your
mm,
collection.
mhm.
But just hone in on the numbers, right? When you can use AI, ask Grok like how many females in crypto approximately, and then you know what to set your ratio to in your
Yes, yes.
collection.
We
Yes,
did that too. We did that. We
yes,
did we did 75% male and
yeah,
25% male. And the female demographics absolutely growing. And I just
yeah,
posted another one which I love. This is a mutant Pandarina. Everyone here is getting a sneak peek in front
yes,
of everyone else. So just wait. It's
yes.
loading up. It's loading up.
All right, I'm on it.
And there it is.
Refresh.
There's a mutant. But yeah, we did 75-25. So it's got two
Oh,
benefits.
I love this one. It's even better.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we felt that was like the appropriate ratio. So although the female demographic's growing, it's not fully there, but still, we also have the appeal that if you do own a Pandarina, it's by nature of being 25%, it's more rare. So it'll ascribe more value
Yes.
to it. So it kind of hits both sides of it.
Yes.
But yeah.
A lot of collections don't know this, right? And I was kind of like, yeah, why? They're because of the 25% of females, they want the female NFTs, right? And there is only going to be 25. Not all of the 25% females in crypto will buy NFTs, first of all, right? So that's the thing that you need to look at. But I'm willing to pay more for a female. I'm looking for my forever doginal dog, a female dog. That floor price is much more higher than the dudes. But
Mm.
I'm willing to save up and then get the one that I want, right? I'm willing to do that. So it's more bullish. And I know a lot of females that are really willing to do that. And it's like, all right, I paid double just to have the female one. And yeah.
Another really cool thing about the collection, I mean, first of all, it's a dual collection, which having both sexes made the creation and curation that much more difficult. But we have, so we will have mutant male panda and mutant female, but we'll also have skins that are distinct to both male and female panda. So, for example, the robot panda is just for male. The flower panda, it's basically a panda made of flowers, is just for female. And the same thing for the attributes. We have attributes specific to female, like certain, maybe a bowler hat, for example, or a fascinator hat. And then we have attributes that are specific to male. Um, for the attributes that cross over, for example, like a leather jacket will appear in both male and female, although they do two things. One, they're going to be different colors and there's going to be multiple colors. Two, the designs of the leather jackets are going to be different. So we could have easily said, put the same leather jacket on them both. And we said, no, we wanted to go that extra step to really show detail and say, like, this is like the real deal. We're going to make something of quality, something that you're really not going to see the same attribute appear too many times, if any. So yeah, that was kind of our approach in the whole creation and thought process.
Awesome. Well, I'm very delighted to have a bass project on stage with us. That's been a while, I have to say, but I'm happy to see it. And you guys are welcome in the space anytime, especially if you're coming up on that mint. Hit us up once more. In the space, we have them every day except on Sunday, right? Because then we have a day off. And yeah, we go through content creation, also, some community support, like, giving and showing you to a larger audience. And sometimes, even when Tick is delighted, right, and triggered, he will actually cut it up for a short on Instagram, TikTok, and then the shorts on YouTube as well. So you're more than welcome to visit our stage. We love to do this stuff. All the projects, you guys, if you're listening into this space, we are not paid by any we are not hired guns here. I support where I see something bullish, and you do your own research at any and all times, right? We'll give you the visuals quickly about what you see, but also do your own research. Go into telegrams, ask questions, right? Feel the vibes. Is this your tribe or is it not, right? So always do your due diligence there. But yeah, all the projects so far that come up on our stage, and 95% of them, we're good to go. They're actually up. Their collections are doing well, and so yeah, there's something to say for that as well. Because if you're gonna come up here with crap, but not king crab, with crap, right? You're gonna get wiped off. I'm gonna ask you hardball questions that you cannot possibly answer. So don't mess with me. Because I know about liquidity pools. No.
Hmm.
It's just a joke. It's a joke. Yeah, anything else, Stick, we got for today on the menu?
No, that's all I got for today.
Yeah,
That's
all I
all.
got for
That's all I got.
today. So, yeah, let's unwind you guys on this bearish red day. You should be bullish today, right? And if you can't handle, you go around the block, you do something, do some exercise, 100x something in your life. It makes it better, right? Whether it be health related, physically, mentally, whatever you got to do to remain strong, because it's not about timing the market, it is about time in the market, right? And time is your friend, always. Don't feel rushed about anything here. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah, I say let's go, and then nothing responds here. that's just that's just where we're at. We got screaming teenagers hanging in the background there too. All right, let's go. Let's go.
And thank you to everyone for
This is-
joining us today. Thank you guys so much.
I don't know when it will happen, but it will happen. All right, maybe not. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the ticker? Yeah. What's the ticker? Where's it at? Yeah. What is the ticker? Where's it at? I got crypto in the bag, send the CA in the chat. Gonna ape another fact. Got a runner on the map, so line of sniping like a cat. And the Sowie is moving quickly. I'm squeezing where they at. I'm trying to bring them infos back. 1,000X is gonna land. I got he chilling in the back, and the guest fees are gonna slap. Where's the ticker? Where's it at?
Yes, thank you again for joining us. We'll be back same time, same space tomorrow, right? Follow everybody to the right, left, above, and beyond, because that's what we're here for. Tic.
Yes, yes. Thank you again, you guys. Stay bullish, my friends. We will see you tomorrow. Let's go.
Let's go.